Oh, holy cow. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are, everybody. I am Jeremy of Once Upon a D20, and this is Dice Soup, brought to you by Once Upon a D20 on Once Upon a D20 Patreon. So, you can hit us up there, or, and this is true, for those of you who are watching, I will humbly and very kindly request that you either F5 or hit that refresh button up there in the corner, because, and this is true, we made affiliate doing this, so you could follow or you could subscribe. Those of you who have Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Amazon to your Twitch and actually really help us out. And if you can't tell, I don't know what to do with this information. Actually, the reason that we didn't start on time are, one, I accidentally completely changed the security of the Twitch account doing all the affiliate stuff, so Teddy's stream key didn't work anymore. And then I had to set up all the information so that y'all can subscribe. But yeah, thank you to Bearded for being our first official subscriber. Yeah.
Praise be the beard.
Praise be the beard.
Praise be the beard.
Praise be the beard.
Suppose let's get back into it.
Beard with you.
Beards are nice.
Just you come up to me and say, "Beard be with you," and I say, "And also you."
And also with you.
And also with you.
I was never Catholic, but I can still get that joke. All right, so I'm not either. But when last we left off, the group made their way out of the forest somewhat haphazardly, getting free of the forest, but taking some extra time to do so. Part of that being, of course, that the fire and the aftermath of fire bring predators in the forest out to try and ambush them. Unfortunately, with the herd that they were, the two leaders of their pack were slain, and so a few of them started to scatter away. But no, neither Slayer nor Eredrin had any chill whatsoever, and made sure that none of them got away because, well, predators.
No one told me fire.
Game recognizes game, I guess. Yeah, salvaging a bit of food, getting a little more rest in before heading back out. Slayer got them just a little bit lost in the forest. A little bit. He tried his best. But it wasn't that he didn't find the way. It's that he took extra time, and so that extra time ended up meaning that if they wanted to make Upper Duke before the end of the day, because their long rest took them up until midnight or so the night before, so they weren't really going to have time or the right time frame to exert effort and rest and get back in the circadian of it all, unless they pushed on. So they pushed on, and a surprising number of people in the group failed the Constitution save for that extra, what they call within the rules, forced march. And a number of people took a little bit of exhaustion, not the least of which being Brandor, who, if you remember, was at 4 exhaustion, and then became 5 exhaustion, needing to be helped into town the last little bit of the journey. Because at 5 exhaustion, your speed becomes 0. That's a bad time for all. The group made their way in. They met some nice gate guards who heard about them being ambushed on their travels and their cart being taken. The two things not entirely mutual events, but true enough. and in going to pay them for their assistance, they're like, no, you need it more than we do, and sent them on to the Soot Swallow Lodge, a spot in Lower Hupperduke, where Hupperduke, this city of industry, also a city of basically Mardi Gras every night, with explosives that they manufacture, in city, as part of the celebration. And so in Upper Hupperduke, shit's wild, and fireworks and explosions, and a little bit of that goes on in Lower Hupperduke, but not nearly as much. And the Soot Swallow is kind of one of the quieter corners. People go still to have fun, still to drink, still to revel in the nightlife. There were explosions. That sounds a little more restful to everybody, it seems. So they made their way there, settled in, noticed a few patrons, but also Slayer dropped a gold to his bartender, asked a very important question.
Excuse me.
Hey, have you seen this man? Have you heard about some dwarf and this cart and horses and things? And turns out, in the stables of the Soot Swallow Lodge, there resides a pair of horses matching that description, a cart matching that description. That is where we left off.
Indeed. So I've had a little bit of time to think about this more.
I think a bunch of us are actually asleep, aren't we?
Yeah. Slayer
at least headed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least headed off to settle down for the night.
Yeah.
Brandor out. Brandor didn't stay up to drink and relax. They needed to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brandor needed sleep.
Yeah.
Brandor definitely needed sleep.
So, to the bartender, I would then say, and the dwarf, is he here as well, or is the cart here under someone else?
Honestly, I don't know where the dwarf is, but he decided to offload his purchase. My friend over yonder, and she nods towards the far right, bar right, and more than gently insinuates that the suited gentleman with the two guards sitting next to him, sitting there eating a meal, now at this point of the night, already finished eating a meal, and it looks like a person or three have gone over, had conversations with, and left his presence over the course of the evening. But it is in fact the quietest corner of the Soot Swallow Lodge.
Indeed. Okay. Thank you for that information.
Of course.
Have a good night. He'll turn away, and I think he'll head to Luca's room.
All right.
Me and him are snuggling. Wait, is that not canon?
No, we got everybody. Luca was willing to throw down money to get everybody in their own room.
Yeah, everybody get in their own room. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just because like we've had such a shitty travel here, it's like you might as well have a night where you don't have to share the room with anybody or sleep on the floor. You wanted everybody in a bed that night.
Definitely.
Very nice.
Thank you, Luca.
Luca's an all right guy sometimes.
So Slayer would end up going and knocking at Luca's door.
With my level of exhaustion, I think it might actually be tough to wake me up, but he would eventually come to the door.
As
We're
I
only
said,
at one, aren't we?
he'd be pretty persistent.
Are we only at one level of exhaustion? I
Yeah,
can't remember.
it's one.
Yeah, it's I'm at
Still.
Okay, cool.
So Luca would come up to the door.
Luca's a proper kind of guy. More used to getting a nice rest every night.
City dragon, that's for sure.
right.
But Luca will answer the door looking only slightly disheveled, but for the most part, like still wearing all his clothes and everything. Just
Do you have
Slayer.
dragon hair?
Luca does have like kind of hair, but he keeps it tied
I don't
back.
think it would be like disheveled or something like that. Like
Well, it's
ruffled
like,
up dragon hair.
It's like long, wide scales that kind of mimic hair.
Okay, cool.
So
Okay.
Jack absolutely nailed it in the art of Luca. So I was really happy about that. But Luca would come up to the door and just, Slayer, how can I help you?
Found your car and your horses.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not
Already?
at all. Yep,
Like now.
they're here in the stables.
Fucking, all right.
The dwarf man. I think bartender said something about offloading. I think he meant selling. I think he sold the cart and the horses to this fine dressed gentleman back at the bar.
All right. Well then, perhaps I better go talk to the well-dressed gentleman in the back of the bar.
Yeah, you seem the best one with words out of everybody, so I figured if you wanted your cart back, that would be the best
Oh,
bet.
you noticed. Thank you. All right, I'll go talk to him. And Luca leaves his sword. He's not taking his sword with him.
Want me to come with you? Yeah, a couple guards.
Honestly, I think I'm not really scared of his guards because I don't intend to be of any threat to him. I just simply want to have a conversation with the man. But I wouldn't mind it if you were in the bar somewhere nearby, just in case he has other intentions for the conversation.
Right then, I'll go sit at the bar.
Okay, out of character, I know that because of my levels of exhaustion, I'm at disadvantage on pretty much any check that I make, right?
Yeah, that is true.
All right, so we're gonna do this. Luca is going to go down to find the man in the corner solo. As I walk in, I'm gonna glance over and see what he's drinking.
Go ahead and perceive.
If I can't find out what he's drinking, then I guess life goes on. We will
Indeed.
perceive at disadvantage.
Indeed.
She's
Roll of the night.
Well, that's a 1. Or is it? Oh no, it looked like a 1 on my screen, but it was actually either a 17 or a 14 on the die.
Oh, it was a 14 on the die. You disadvantage 16. Hella.
The 17 looked like a 1 on my screen because it's like at a weird angle.
Nice. Well, no. So, with a 16, you can see a deep like brown amber coloration to it that's pretty consistent, and like just kind of glancing over to it and then looking at the bar, he's not drinking the highest shelf thing, but there's one on the second shelf of 5 that matches it almost perfectly.
I'm gonna go up to the bar and ask how much one of those is unopened.
Whole bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, Runs about 15 gold pieces.
All right. I'd like to get one.
Very hard to deny, mate. And this,
I'm not going to try to bargain. I'm at a disadvantage on everything, man.
he turns about, actually goes back behind into kind of the storage room, and comes back with a bottle that does have just a little bit of dust on it, and just kind of starts wiping it off as he's coming up, making sure to get most of it off at least. Quick
All right.
exchange.
I'll pay the 15 gold and I'll dust the bottle off the rest of the way. And I will head over to the table where the man is sitting in the corner.
As you start to approach, one of the gentlefolk next to him, the tabaxi, sitting next to him, kind of stands up and puts up his well manicured hand, and stands up and comes over to you. Looks like he just kind of starts to.
Luca would pause and let him do whatever he's going to do here.
It's just kind of a quick, like, up close, like, well within your bubble look at you. He doesn't touch you, but it is just kind of like looking, sniffing, and he nods to his other associate, and the other one nods back to him, and I goes back over this tiefling suit, and kind of looks up and smiles from this kind of fold of papers that he has, and he closes the fold and straightens himself up. Well, I never seen you in here before.
I don't imagine. And Luca would set or he would like tilt the bottle towards him as an offering.
Nods, just very, very casually.
And I'll set it down on the table. I'm going to be to the point because I'll be completely honest, I'm physically exhausted from a hard way back. I hear that you recently bought a cart and some horses. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, really? Your travel's pretty fast.
Well, I can't speak as the source. It just the information fell into my hands. But I do have it on good authority that the cart and horses are stolen property.
That sounds very unfortunate, and I would hate for anyone to think that I was involved in an illegal activity. Both of the side gentlemen kind of smile and put a hand to their face just to try and hide it a little bit.
Oh, what jerks!
Luca would grin just a little bit and just, no, not you, just the dwarf that sold it to you.
I'm aware of the lad. Makes his way through sometimes and has a little of this, little of that.
Well,
he do you some sort of wrong?
Well, he took the horse and carriage.
Sounds like a pretty impressive feat, unless...
I stole it from us while we were otherwise engaged, saving a friend from mortal danger.
But look,
I'm just here to find out what my chances are of being able to get our cart and horses back in an amicable way.
Horses, good cart.
Knowing full well that they're stolen property and that I can prove so to the gods. And the man I'd rather leave to hang for that would be the dwarf than you. You seem like somebody with bigger things in mind.
I do hate people poking noses where they shouldn't. Go ahead and make a persuasion or intimidation. You did just threaten him with the guards.
Oh no, I told him very clearly that I'd like the guards to go after the dwarf instead. I'm offering him a patsy. I'll definitely do persuasion for that.
Oh yeah,
Toggle my disadvantage. I rolled perception. Hold on, let me fix that. Let me roll the right thing.
It's okay. That's okay.
I don't know why it did that, but
I see persuasion.
I see
Oh,
persuasion.
yeah, I see. Yeah, I saw persuasion too.
well, for some reason it did.
That's
Oh,
it
that's
did do a
still
+8, not a plus. You should have like a +9.
I'm really
That's right.
confused.
Child, that's fine. I know what your minimum is.
I know. I'm confused as to what's going on there. Does maybe my exhaustion mitigate that?
Not according to the rules, but that's fine. No, I'm not worried. But he just kind of there's a bit of a smile and yeah, well, thing is, I don't like guards up in my business, and especially if someone with how many people they walk in with? 6.
Yeah, we out of character. Yeah, quite a few.
Well, yeah, he just kind of glances over, and you could tell that the dwarf sitting next to him is decently observant, and immediately like, how many did they walk in with? Yeah, well, 6. It'd be a hell of a travesty if one person in a group of 6 suddenly disappeared for threatening somebody who doesn't like to be threatened. Tell you what, fair market value, a gold piece of horse, 75 for the carriage. Call it even.
Somebody go wake
Again,
knock up.
I'd like to remind you that that's stolen property. That I can prove to the guards is stolen property. Now, you're not at fault for purchasing stolen property. The person who sold it to you is. But it didn't threaten you, it threatened the dwarf. Crowd might even reimburse you.
I paid good money for it. Crown won't reimburse me. They'll just I'll just take my 125 gold investment and run off with it. I'll sleep well tonight after that. I don't know if you would though.
Honestly, no. No, I'd rather see you get your money back too.
So I'll tell you what. You figure out a way to conjure up a little coin, make my investment worth the money, or you go find the dwarf, bring him to me.
You know what? Give me a little time. I'll see if we can find the man.
I'd give you a name if I knew it. Give you a name if I knew it. I just know he comes in from time to time with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He told me that he found those horses hungry on the forest.
Yeah, well, he's a con man.
Yeah, that he is. That he is.
He's a liar by trade.
What are you by trade?
A
May
bard,
I ask?
a musician.
Oh,
Traveling from Gimglir to Hoppaduke. One of our friends was abducted on the road by a monster, and we went to save our friend and found our horses and cart gone when we returned.
Does sound like a hell of a thing.
It does happen.
That guy usually seems like he grabs real easy things. Wouldn't have been too hard to grab it from you and run off.
I'm not
Got here.
otherwise distracted.
He got here yesterday. Just saying.
Out of character. That means we only arrived 1 day behind. That's not bad. That doesn't hurt my story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, like I said.
Well, I know for a fact that we could likely get your money back from the dwarf, since he's the one you paid it for.
Oh
Do I
no!
know I
Oh no! My money. I'm not worried about. The dwarf bringing people back with stolen goods. That ain't good for business. It's got to be a little. What's the word?
Like I said, I'm not here to try to muscle you. I'm not here to try to muscle you. I want to find this, and I want to end this in the most amicable way for both of us. I didn't come with any of the rest of my friends. I didn't come with any weapons. I came with a bottle of what you're drinking, and hopefully a way that we can resolve this as peaceably as possible. My friends and I can try to find the dwarf.
He looks at the bottle and he's like, "You know what? You 50 for the dwarf."
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear that.
For you, 250 or the dwarf. I'll take either one.
I go see if we can find the
Basically,
dwarf.
he knocked a quarter off the top.
How nice of him.
25 gold off the top.
Well, give us some time. Is this an easy place to find you?
Oh yeah, every night.
All right. All right then. Well, we'll see if we can find him. It's only been a day. And well, I guess once we've given him to you, you can do whatever you see fit, considering that he's the one that brought all this trouble your way. I don't really want to make it trouble for you, and I'm not planning to. I'd rather find him and get this done peacefully.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much for your time.
What can I call you?
What did you say? What can he call me?
Yeah. What can I call you?
Luca.
Oh,
You can call
Luca
me
on
Luca.
practice.
Practice.
I thought you said, "Can I call you?" And I was like, "How?" Like,
You can call me anytime.
like
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
His
You
name
can
is
call me
Practice.
Praxis.
Praxis, even better.
Yeah.
The
You can
proper
call-
application.
Yeah, you can call me
Kinda remember that.
Praxis.
Praxis.
This was never an option.
I know
Sorry, I have to get into my dice suit.
Could I have been sitting close enough to maybe hear this or no? Like at the bar, but no.
Go ahead and make a perception check. You just kind of.
I am also tired, so
Yeah.
That is very unfortunate. If
It's a
you're
loud
trying to
bar.
Yeah, if you're trying to eavesdrop from a distance.
Yeah.
Trying to eavesdrop from a distance. He did a disadvantage 16. I'm just saying anything's possible, but
nah, nine, not so much.
With a 9, you're catching. You're at least catching that it's going well enough. Nobody's baring teeth. Nobody's baring claws. It's peaceful enough.
Could I have at
But
least...
they're talking low in a loud bar.
Okay.
and you're
I was
tired.
trying to. You're right. I was at least trying to maybe pick up the bit about the dwarf.
Before I go, and I'm not going to repeat his name back to him because he seems like the kind of guy who doesn't want his name out there, at least not to the common folk. Before I go, do you have any idea where the dwarf might have headed for the night? Did he have a particular inn that he favored? You said he's a regular in town. You know who he is. I mean, other than name, you at least know who he is.
He looks down at the bottle, and like he stares for a good like 2 or 3 seconds, smiles, then looks back over at the tabaxi. The tabaxi, he nods and says, "Got a sister here in town. Lives not 3 blocks away from here."
All right. Anything a little more specific? 3 blocks away from here leads in a lot of directions.
Right. Oh. Take a hard left. Go down to the next major intersection. Take a hard right. Little hovel on the corner, just before the side of the mountain.
All right.
The far side of that little triangle. He points basically to right here.
All right. Well,
It's a little place. Sister's a bit shorter. They're the part gnome. She got the more gnomey part. Got the more dwarvish part.
thank you very much. Well then, thank you so much for your time, and I'll
Be careful rolling in there too heavy if I was you. She is she works at the Firemark facility. She makes some of the best explosives that they have.
that's a cheerful prospect.
So
Thank you for that.
just be careful if you're rolling in there heavy.
Gotcha. Oh, one more question. Among the effects in the cart, was there a locked chest?
He decided to hold on to that.
All right.
I think he had intentions to try and open it.
Does he live with the sister when he's in town?
I think that's the implication here.
More of a stopover. He doesn't usually hang out in town for long. That's where he goes to rest.
All right. All right. Well then, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see what I can do on finding him. And Luca would offer out his hand to shake to the tiefling. See if Praxis is willing to. Doesn't have to.
He kind of takes an extra second to evaluate, then reaches out and grips it solidly. He looks a bit dandy, but he's not weak by any means.
Luca is not trying to impart any idea of strength in the handshake. He just wants it to be a handshake. And with that, Luca will turn around and depart back over towards the rest of the rooms. And I figure Slayer will probably catch up because he's going to want to know what happened.
Yeah.
And I figure I'll head back up towards my room, and I can catch up with Slayer there rather than out in the open barn.
Sounds good.
Do you bring anybody else in on it? Do you leave out any details?
Is anyone still awake?
Listen at doors, or we can knock and ask.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We all need to get some sleep,
doors
though.
or listen.
Well, let's go knock on the doors, and we'll see who we can gather. Get everybody on the same page, and then maybe we still need a night's sleep. We're not going to get very far without a night's sleep.
Agreed.
It's got to happen.
We'll want an early morning for sure to beat him in case he leaves town. But
Right. So my intention is to tip the gods the stolen chest, because I can prove that it's mine. You see, he kept the one thing that is the easiest to prove who it belongs to.
sounds
Got my
foolish.
grandma Stanley yelling at us right on the chest.
But any door.
I've got the key that unlocks it. I mean, he might have been able to pick it. He might have been able to pick it, but I've got the key. But anyway, so we'll go around to everybody's room and knock on their doors and just kind of like gather everybody as intentionally uncomfortably as possible in Eredrin's room.
Cool.
Yes.
Can we all wake
I'm fine.
Eredrin up around his bed? Like, we're all around his bed, and that's how he wakes up.
I was also gonna say,
Yes.
any door Slayer knocks on, it's like, like a.
Did Akira and
solid,
Eredrin room together or separately?
I think Luca bought rooms for everyone to have their own room.
Oh, okay.
I will say though, like Eredrin's backstory kind of makes him used to not having much sleep, so I'm assuming he'd probably be awake when y'all first walk in.
Or he's a pretty light sleeper.
Who knocks on my door?
Luca. Luca's gonna knock on Akira's door.
Akira will telepathically say yes.
Got some information, gathering everyone together in Eredrin's room.
I will be there shortly.
All right.
Alec, you awake? Alec.
Yeah, so Alec will come to the door and just like, you see Alec's usually got a robe on, like, and so like, which I kind of have been bad about describing him. He constantly has like a robe cloak on where he's able to put a hood up pretty easily and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much most of what he wears all the time. And so like, he doesn't really have to necessarily change into, he doesn't have armor, so there's nothing to change out of. So he's pretty much wearing the same exact thing. You just see the door fling open very quickly, a whiff of air, like moving my robe back, and I go, better have a very good reason for knocking on this door.
Yeah. I found the car. We're talking about it in Eredrin's room.
That is a very good reason for knocking on this door, and I will walk past you.
I love him.
As people start filing into my room, the first person that shows up, I'll mage hand the door open because I'm lazy like that, right? I'm going to have my familiar just sitting on the table in the room, and I'm going to be like mindlessly talking to my familiar while I'm like using my smithing tools to start fashioning some earrings, which I lost in the Feywild. But I don't know where I don't know where they went, but I need new earrings, so that's what I'm going to be.
For sure.
I know Luca will be walking up to Blackbird's door just...
Blackbird opens Blackbird opens the door like they already knew that like this was about to happen, and like as the knock happens, the door kind of also opens. And Blackbird says,
Matches?
"What's wrong?" Yeah.
Like re-pulling down the mask real quick. Just
What? Yeah, what?
Luca kind of like tries to, like he's about to hit the door the second time for the knock, and just kind of like is taken aback and just... That's impressive. We're meeting in Eredrin's room. Important information.
Blackbird says, "Excellent, let's go." Okay. And Blackbird is wearing exactly what they're always wearing all the time, like they never even like got comfortable, so just good to go.
And I think maybe, just maybe, do we let Brandor sleep?
Just leave Brandor be.
Just let Brandor sleep.
I want Brandor to be a part of this, but at the same time, maybe we should meet in Brandor's room. I don't know.
Brandor doesn't have to like get up.
No, Brandor still needs sleep.
Brandor needs so much sleep.
Yeah.
Brandor needs all the sleep.
Yes. So we'll gather everyone in Eredrin's room.
By this point, I have one of my rings back in an ear, and then I'm working on the second one, and you see like a little side project that's this very ornate, like almost helix cuff to go over what would look like an elf's ear or Eredrin's one good ear. Yeah.
Great.
Because I Van Gogh'd my character in character creation.
That's what's up.
All right, everyone. So here's the development. Slayer has found, and Luca is just going to be handing Slayer 25 gold at this point, because that was the promise.
Oh,
Just handing a small bag of gold. Slayer has found the cart and the horses.
He found form and function.
There's a problem,
Yes,
though.
however, the dwarf did not leave them in his own possession. The dwarf has sold them to a certain someone of some significance here in Hoppaduke.
He sold my horses.
Yes, which means we're very limited in how we get to respond to this. I wouldn't recommend taking a fight to the man that bought them. Not necessarily his fault that he was sold stolen merchandise. So, I went and spoke with the man, and he is willing to trade us back horse and cart in exchange for the dwarf, because to be honest, you see how many of us there are, right? That's a whole lot of trouble that dwarf brought right to this tiefling's doorstep.
when you say, you know, that he offered the cart in exchange for the dwarf, you see a very big smile go across Alex's face. Like, it just, like the Grinch creepy smile. Like, it just starts small and then just goes up impossibly big.
Same goes for Eredrin. Eredrin is just like giddy about this.
A silent fist bump goes up next to Eredrin.
Now, I suggest.
Oh my god, we're next to each other on stream too.
I suggest that.
I love
That's true.
that.
You guys are.
At this point,
I
from
think
the room next door, Brandor doesn't know who the fuck is talking in the other room, but he thumps on the wall, "Keep it the fuck down."
I'm just gonna telepathically just say sorry to Brandor.
Oh,
Just go back.
you have to be able to see.
Do I?
Yeah.
Does my thing?
Yeah, you got to be able to see.
Damn. Never mind.
Are you sure?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think my. It's the feet.
Just tell the wall. Just tell the wall to tell him. You know.
For like our natural telepathy that comes with our racial traits, we have to be able to see we have to be able to see who we're talking to.
Gotcha.
It does not specify that I have to see the creature according to my telepathic feet.
You have the feet.
Yeah.
I can just. Hey, sorry.
all right.
So
Problem.
is Brandor able to respond to that telepathic?
No, unfortunately.
No, not telepathically.
Okay.
I'm able to send it, but you have to be verbal on the response. Sorry.
All right, so we've got a problem though, and that's that the dwarf, when he's in town, he visits his sister. His sister is involved with the Firemark Society, I believe I was told. They make the explosives and fireworks that are used all over, and so it's quite dangerous if we try to approach her. But we do have the option of potentially calling in the gods, because I have it on at least some authority, not necessarily good authority, that the dwarf foolishly kept my chest, which is locked, and I can prove that it's mine.
Should it come to it, knowing who I know in this town, we can establish that the cart and horses are in fact Fishers as well.
Oh, oh, true. I hadn't thought of that.
Because we just have to talk to Eric and we can get that handled.
Well, thing is, when it comes to these underworld types, you always got to keep in mind that when you make them mad, they don't often let it go.
I'm well aware.
So I'm very much trying to do it on their terms, as much as it pains me to do so. And that means that our current goal would be to try to capture the dwarf.
So we
Plus, sometimes it's good to keep them types in your good graces. It's handy. Get information easily that way sometimes.
Right. Plus, if you think about it, this dwarf brought a whole lot of trouble to his customer's doorstep because we're a whole lot of trouble, us all. And I'm sure that in the future, if there's something where we might need a hand, this particular man might be willing to help us, or at least look the other way in our favor.
He might have work for us too.
Very true.
Don't
know that I want to work for the man. Don't know that I want to work for the man.
As this conversation is going on, Akira is going to point to the tattoo on their thigh, which is the symbol for the clasp. And Ergen would know that Akira, if there are class members in this town, Akira can find them.
Which there are, because you and I both know my brother. So, yeah.
Yep. So we have access.
Is Luca capable of recognizing that tattoo? It was pointed out to me out of character that tattoo has never been covered up.
It's not. It's not. It's on my thigh, and my thigh is. I wear shorts. I wear short shorts. My thigh is very. The tattoo on my thigh is very prevalent.
Is Luca capable of seeing it and recognizing it?
I'll take a retroactive history check, which would have meant that you would not have disadvantage. Like something that you've seen this over and over again over the last multitude of days. So,
all right,
not at disadvantage.
I'm glad that it's not at disadvantage, and I rolled pretty well.
Yeah. So, for you, it would actually even make even more sense that you recognize it because of your background.
Yes.
Certainly not the same organization,
right.
But you would have recognized seeing that symbol, hearing of that symbol from your mentor, who would have said, some of these types are a little shady, but
the clasp is not shady.
Some of them are shady, but for the most part, they have good intentions and do overall good things. One of the major sects of the clasp was in Amon when Amon was under siege by Ordak, the Cinder King, and they went from just being a bunch of petty thieves to being a necessary supply line to people in need while they were under the thumb of the Cinder King, and so you would especially know that game recognizes game, and people who make life less easy for tyrants. Sure.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. Feel free to make contact with your people too. That could be helpful for us.
From what you've described, we have to do this pretty early tomorrow, right?
I'd like for us all to get some rest because, let's be honest, we're not at the top of our game. But it would be best to get the word out tonight, if possible. That way we've got those forces working for us behind the scenes overnight.
Well, Akira, would you like to go see Eric tonight? Real quick.
Akira nods.
Sorry to keep you up late again, but
We'll be to sleep shortly. And I'm going to grab my hat, grab my familiar, grab my stuff I was working on, and just walk out my own room. Just leave everyone there.
Yeah, Akira's going with.
All right.
and we'll lock up Eridrin's room for him. And Lucas suggests that everybody else, like, maybe we ought to just get some sleep. They'll be back pretty soon, and we'll just let their friends in their little organization, well, not little, but we'll let their friends help us out. After all, they're literally asking their organization to protect one of their own. Seems reasonable.
I'm not very skilled or versed in the ways of magic, but I do know of a certain spell I feel like would be useful. Does anybody know one called Alarm? The reason why I ask is that if we're able to put some around it, somewhere specific, that way we are within range of it, and something bad happens, some attack goes down, something that'll get our attention, it'll wake at least one of us up. I don't do well in town very well.
Well, wait, okay, so above table. Who has the other end of the sending stone that Eridrin's holding on to?
Ooh, yeah.
Believe that was.
I think I do.
That was the one that was given to you by the.
It was by Fisher handed me one half, but I think I don't know if the other half was connected to Fisher.
No, that wasn't Fisher. That was.
Oh, it was yeah.
Eltahan.
Yeah. Eltahan, yeah. So he has the other half of that?
Eltahan has the other one.
Okay.
Okay. That wouldn't help us then. Which I have to hold on that anyways to tell Eltahan whether Eric is okay or not, and to inform Eric of yeah. Yeah, don't have the spell alarm though.
I'm mentioning it in passing. It's just kind of like basically like he'll just go, I prefer to kind of do my own thing, and being in crowded areas for too long, kind of, I don't do well in cities. I'm always on edge. Let's put it that way.
Well, so long as we don't have to go more than 100 feet, I can leave with my familiar with you.
Probably have to go further.
We probably have to go more than 100 feet, but...
Yeah.
That's what I would imagine, yeah. We'll be fine. I just wanted to throw a precaution out there in case anybody had one, but...
At this point, I'm gonna pull out the dwarf's dagger and just say, you know how to use this should something happen. Here you go, Alec.
For sure. Is there anything, did we find out, is there anything special about this dagger whatsoever, or is it just a dagger?
It's just a dagger.
It is just a dagger. It's pretty nice, like as far as like.
Is it ornate?
It's a little bit ornate. Like it looks like something that somebody probably would steal if they saw it sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah,
No
I
one
definitely,
near
I'll be like,
Yeah, I definitely know how to use this, so I'll keep this in mind. Actually, it's kind of poetic. I kind of hope I run into that little bastard, but you know.
and put it to his side.
In his head, I'm gonna say, I hope we run into that bastard too. Like, almost like in a way where like I don't even have to say it, kind of like the knowing look, like
Yeah, like if you hadn't said it in my head, I might still have gotten the message anyway.
Right.
And then yeah, with that, I'll just take myself to bed and get my exhaustion going.
Yay.
All right, those of you hitting the road to go and find Eric.
jeez, Kieran.
There is a Kieran Eridrin. Looking around. both of you suffering from exhaustion, or are only one of you suffering from exhaustion?
I am.
I do not have exhaustion.
That's right. You powered through. So, then in that case, I'll have each of you roll, because for the both of you, it would normally be at advantage. So I would have just had one of you roll. Investigation flat because you're a little bit tired, Eredrin, but at advantage for Akira, who is more crisp of mind right now.
Okay.
You said investigation, right?
Investigation.
Alright, here. Oh, 1 second.
Let's see how much lag it takes.
Here's roll number 1. Not good. Roll number 2. Also not good.
Oh.
Hey!
You find a pile of rocks and you're like, I'm fairly certain these are rocks.
I mean, 10 double digit. Well, once you hit double digit, that's medium. Heard a hay though.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the hay? Where did it land?
It landed 14 plus 2, so a 16.
No, see, once I opened my, well, it did roll into roll 20 for whatever reason, but I see it. So,
I apologize about that, but yeah.
no, you're fine. Not your fault. I just wanted to make sure I could see it. But you can tell that Akira, as much investment as they have in this whole, finding y'all's brother thing, there's still that little bit of excitement being in a new town and all these new things going on, still fireworks going on into the night, well past sundown, and
Ooh, pretty light.
good job, Doom Marine. But still getting distracted by the light show and the exuberance of this town. It is genuinely hard to ignore. But
So many shiny things.
Yeah, so many shiny things, so much just joviality going on, whereas your focus, the tiredness itself, kind of taking away a little more of the allure of everything else, and you focus your mind, and together both do start seeing little clasp glyphs start to lead you around.
Okay.
And working together, you weave your way around the streets to here. Let's just make sure y'all are the greenish folks, so we'll make that a green line. It would help if it was actually on the right thing. Polygonal line. There we go. Polygons. Here we are. Oh. Moving around a bit, cutting through a few side streets, which feels right, as clasp business rarely takes people down the main streets.
Right.
But as you are brought around, get around to a it's a apothecary, that the sign for it very clearly in Common, and then also in Gnomish, and then also in Dwarvish.
You can read one of those. No, yeah.
Repeats lay of the land herbalist, and the one in Common is very stylized, and then the one in Gnomish is a little more straightforward. The one in Dwarven glyphs is hard Dwarven glyphs. I mean, it's like reading Korean, right? It's just solid block glyphs. Then at the end of the solid block Dwarven glyphs, you two notice a very, very particularly Gith glyph that it's used where perhaps even people in the clasp might not fully understand the depth of its meaning. They recognize that it is a mark of sanctuary.
Okay.
But there's a little bit of change in it, where instead of just being sanctuary, intermingled with it as a circular Gith glyph is want to have a little more intricacy. It brings itself into not just sanctuary, but occupied. There's a little bit of extra lift work to it. Occupied sanctuary.
I'm going to
the shop is currently closed down as it's middle of the night.
I'm going to bang on the door. Kind of like 3 pretty loud raps, just to see if anyone's there.
Response at the moment.
Okay. In Gith, I'm just going to call out, is anyone there?
And there's still several moments where nothing happens, but coming to the door, there is and I'm going to make sure that I get this right, because this is actually a place, actually detailed place. There. She is. A human woman comes to the door. Her hair, while straight, is currently kind of a bit of a mess. She looks like she was sleeping just a few moments ago, but she's come to the door, and it doesn't take much of a genius to recognize that she's opened the door with her left hand, but her right hand has a staff in it that the top of which looks like it's knotted over into a large clump of shillelagh, for lack of a better term. And she peeks out, and like she's trying to put on a little bit of a customer service face, but it's way too late in the night for it, so there are differing degrees of success. She cracks open the door. What is your deal?
Does she recognize me from my brother?
Yeah, and then as soon as she looks up, I'll say that depends. Are you keeping your hat down, or you have your hat?
I am keeping my hat down at the moment.
Okay, with your hat down, she looks at you. What is your deal?
I'm here to see my brother.
Who's asking?
Ergen.
Kira's gonna look from behind Ergen and wave at the person.
And you can tell that she stops, and to both of you, the look is familiar. Somebody who has a telepathic link to somebody going into that place, and she looks off for a second and then back, and she nods and she kind of twirls the staff, and as she does, the enchantment on it releases, and that knot just kind of releases and straightens back out. It's almost like it unravels a good like 1.5 foot of the staff to a pretty straight set of wood, and she opens the door and quick, and as the staff straightens out, she taps it twice on the ground, and a small oil lantern hanging from the ceiling kind of sparks, and in the low light, you see standing up from behind a desk, the tall and very proud Eric, and there's just the slightest hesitation for he just runs over, almost like hurtling things to hurry over to you, and like the waft of this whole this room is full of little like there's plants drying just out in the open, hanging down. There's these glass jars that have all sorts of powdered, ground, sometimes whole leaf, different plants just all over the place. All of them corked right now. It's still a very vibrant, just so many different smells. It's very loud in that way.
Good thing I don't have a nose.
But it doesn't have a nose. Now you can still smell.
I know. I know.
But that wave follows him, just like a whole cacophony of smell, as he just runs up and hugs you. Hugs Eredrin first.
I'm giving the strongest embrace I can.
And while he's hugging him, you feel a little bit of a tug, Akira, the psychic pull of like basically get over here.
Oh yeah, Kira definitely joins in, and is like talking a mile a minute in Eric's head about and then we fought some people, and then we saw these weird things, and then there's a few days I can't remember, and then Ergen almost burned the forest down.
that being said into Eric's head, Eric opens his mouth and is like, "Did what?"
Started the fire.
He almost burnt the forest down. He was trying to do like a controlled blaze or something, but it failed horribly.
Why would you set a fire in the middle of a forest? Why would you burn a tree in the middle of a forest?
Because of a hag.
Burn the hag. You don't burn the forest. You know what? I can't even.
That's what I said.
I literally can't be mad right now.
Akira is mimicking Eric's stance, though. Like Akira is standing in like whatever manner Eric is standing. Akira is standing like the same way, like finger wagging at Eredrin.
and yeah, you're finger wagging, and he's just like staring off, like I leave you alone for a month, like just that. Okay, like it's fine. Like it's fine. We're fine. Everybody's fine.
At this point, since he hasn't seen this, I'm going to summon my echo behind him and just have my echo like tap him on the shoulder.
And okay, well,
you know?
Well, it's about to be both shits and gigs, because
Gigs.
gigs. it taps him on the shoulder. And you can tell that he's on edge because he spins around and it looks like he's about to punch this echo, but it is more than a punch. He what's the echo's AC right now?
That would be 16.
Okay.
Is he gonna kill my echo just outright?
So he spins around, and you see his like it's almost like his hand grips around this dull green energy. It just forms in his hand, and as he grips it, it engulfs his hand and becomes this like almost a pointed torch of energy that extends about 3-4 inches off the front of his hand. He goes to punch it, and at that last second, he twists the hand, and blade just disappears, and he puts his hand on the side of the face.
So it looks like we both learned something new, Eric.
Kira is actually going to just, at this point, take off further into the hideout.
As you start like walking further back into the shop, the human lady kind of follows you. He's like, wait, hold on. This is a shop. This is just, and she kind of like just basically stays on your heels, basically making sure you're not messing with too much.
That's fine.
You know, I've been telling you, you have to teach me that knife. I tried to make a knife and I made a whole person. You see?
I hate when that happens.
I hate that.
We've all been
awkward.
Every time I've tried to make a knife, I've only made a person.
He has knives. It's just a person attached to it.
Yeah.
So you were technically successful.
No.
Technically. Task failed successfully.
You know, I didn't even know that was even possible.
Feel your way up.
I think you and I might have things to teach each other still.
It seems so. But I'm honestly just glad that you're alive. I have several things.
you Elle was really vague about what happened. He just said that people were coming to hunt me and that I needed to hide and that you'd be here. He said that you would be here like I don't know, like a week ago. I've been hiding out in here for a while. Like, I don't even smell this place anymore. Been in here for so long.
So, we would have been here earlier, but one of my compatriots who was making sure I got here safely got lost, and while I don't remember how we saved him, we did save him. It was quite the journey. And then form and function were stolen by this dwarf, which is actually one of the reasons we...
Son of a bitch!
I agree! I fucking agree! So the first reason we're here to talk to you, this dwarf stole form and function, and then sold it to a tiefling at whatever the name of where we're staying is. Insert name here.
The Sitswallow Lodge.
The Sitswallow Lodge. And sold it to a tiefling that hangs out there, and we have to find this dwarf.
Sold it to Praxis?
I guess, yes.
Okay.
So, Akira and I came to see if we could get the class's help in getting this dwarf to Praxis. Because we get form and function back if we give the dwarf to Praxis.
I'd be real careful with shit you do with Praxis. He, you know how we are we're a little more. What do you say? A little more benevolent with the way that we do things.
Yes.
He's not. He's really not. He's a very dangerous man. I'd be very careful with anything that you do with him.
Which is why I didn't make the deal. One of my compatriots who's much better with words did. But
well, here's hoping. Zen, do you still have one of those? And she stops for a second and reaches for a bowl that has these large, they're almost like Roma tomato-sized strawberries. And that don't have a stem on the back. They're just like, it's like they grew out of not a stem, just grew. And this bowl with like 5 of these berries in it. She reaches down and she picks it up and turns, because Akira's closest, picks it up and turns and, would you like a good berry?
Thank you. And Akira says telepathically, "Thank you."
Of course. And biting into it, they taste very much like they look, just big strawberry flavor. And she brings one over, or brings the rest of the bowl over, picking one out for herself too, and just starts munching on it. Offers.
What was that last little bit?
And she offers you one of these giant berries.
I take it and I say thank you telepathically as well. Just start munching on it.
And Eric just munches on it, and he just tells you, it hasn't been all bad, but.
So the reason, this is all telepathically because I'm chewing on a giant strawberry at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So the main reason we were coming over to Hopperduke is.
So with that, actually, he is going to focus his own power, and with his Psychic Whispers ability, he connects the 3 of you together.
Group conversation for once.
Yes, he connects. He connects the 3 of you together into the little conference call.
Amazing.
Sorry, you're breaking up. So the main reason we were coming over to Hopperduke is the Githzerai are back and they're hunting. So. Fisher and several other in Grimgalir were protecting some Githyanki people, and they were killed by Githzerai, and we had to. One was hunting for, I believe you, but found me, and so we killed her, and they're working with other like groups now. There's a non-Githzerai working, trying to kill us. We had to come over and make sure you were safe and make sure you could be handled.
Okay, that definitely sounds a little. Sounds like spending a week hiding in here, a little less hassle. You lose anybody we know?
I didn't know any of them. I just know Eltahain held a beautiful funeral. We made the chains that comment.
Okay.
It was a beautiful funeral. They were just trying to start a life outside of where we're from, and they were killed by the Githzerai.
I, so if you were supposed to be here a week ago, and I've been in here for a week, that probably means that, and that moment, in that, as he's starting to say that, he looks up, and as he is actually the highest passively perceptive of everyone here right now, not just because of not being at disadvantage. He looks up, and there's a moment where he points up towards the lamp that's on the ceiling, and as he points, that little sparkle of his mage hand kind of appears and like snuffs just solid hand onto the wick and snuffs it out, and your minds, you all hear down.
I drop.
So everybody in the room right now, roll stealth.
All
Oh
right.
god, I'm already at disadvantage for that. Okay. I rolled a 10.
Oh, my dice are not good today.
Oh god. All right. So, as everybody starts to kind of low, get down, try and blend in, there, at the front door, the front window, like kind of already, curtain pulled and everything. There's a little bit of a shadow path that flickers past another and another, and you'll hear the beginnings of a lock being worked, and Eric just says, "There's a back door. Let's get out of here. Let have friends, obviously. Let's go."
Making sure Eric stays in front of me, and I'm leaving my echo in the room in case they do finally break.
And you can tell he reaches down and, as y'all are heading back, he grabs Zendaza's arm and is just like, "Nope, you're coming too." he's not leaving her in the room. And so as y'all start heading for this back door, this is actually going to essentially turn into a little bit of a chase sequence. So
Exhausted chase sequence.
yes, exactly.
This is gonna go great.
So for the both of you, this is going to be a combination of athletics and stealth, trying to athletics or acrobatics. I'll take either, and stealth, as y'all are trying to run and quietly away from these people. So go ahead and both of you roll each of those once, and I'm going to be rolling the other two that are with you.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll acrobatics.
I'm not stealthy, but I'm fast. Fast as fuck, boys.
I think you left a copy of yourself in the room, ain't
And that was my.
Oh, exactly.
That was a 16 stealth, 20. I'm sorry, that was a 16 acrobatic, 23 stealth.
Oh, that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for.
Well, as soon as I get 30 feet away, anyways. So after one turn, my echo dispels, anyways. So.
Yeah. But as y'all start heading out the back door onto the street where y'all came from previously, like y'all went down and around and back. You start heading back up the street that you came at varying amounts of actual quiet, but between everybody else kind of helping keep it quiet. You head down and around. You don't hear talking, because, well, you know who's after you, and you know their capabilities to communicate, perhaps. But you do hear kind of the looking around, the searching, the clanking of glass, a couple of things breaking, and you hear Zen just for that moment, that sigh of that fucking I hope that's not one of the expensive ones, and she follows along. Another set of athletics and stealth.
Heroes roll dice.
Roll dice.
That is my stealth.
Athletics or acrobatics.
And this will be my... Ooh, I slipped on something.
I slip on something as well.
Snap.
Because the first was my stealth and the second was my acrobatics, so...
I slip on something, but I slip on it fucking silently, bitches.
Yeah, same. Like, I slip, but I fall, but I fall quietly.
Because both rolls on that were 18s, so...
I was gonna say, I don't know why it shows a 37, but that is a double 18. So while y'all are going, you get past the middle of town, right around here. Oh, hold on now. Do that. Right around here. They are they begin to gain on you, and right as you're getting onto the street, they're sprinting down. You hear them more than you see them. You can tell they are sticking pretty hard to the shadows, but you can tell just in kind of like looking back and seeing that there are at least a couple of Gith type folk among those that are following, and you go running across the street and down this way, and you kind of have to you start running this way, but then duck down this side street and kind of hide for a second, and you let them kind of run by. One more set of athletics and stealth, acrobatics and stealth.
Okay. That is my acrobatics.
Ooh. They heard me that time.
And that is my stealth. So I did some good scoring back there.
I'm fast, but they heard me. I cannot have both, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've been rolling acrobatics. Been more parkouring and dodging.
C'est la vie.
Get my
After exiting kind of that side street and kind of doubling back, running around, heading back down the way, you kind of look about and don't see them, and pretty sure you've lost them, and so you just book it the rest of the way back to the Soot Swallow, and make it indoors. The crowd is a little lesser now that it's in the after midnight time frame. Not gone, certainly not gone. There are people to blend into, though most of them shorter. A crowd to mix into, and as you walk in, looking around, you know that as much as you stand out in this in this crowd, if they followed you in, they'd stand out pretty hard too.
At this point, I'm going to turn to Eric and say, "Well, it looks like you're staying with us tonight," and start.
Yeah. Good to smell something else other than herbs. No offense, then. Like, she just kind of like she's like, none taken, but you can tell her face is saying something else.
Then we also had to figure out somewhere for you to stay tonight because your shop has been compromised.
Yeah. Well, I'm running with you, and so I think it would be at very minimum a kindness if you put me up where I've been putting him up for a week and a half.
No, I completely agree.
Cool.
I telepathically, I'm going to say, Akira, do you mind having a roommate for the evening?
I do not. It is perfectly fine.
Then you'll be staying with Akira tonight, and Eric, you're in my room.
And he looks towards her, and just there's like active and actual respect as you'll head upstairs and towards your rooms, before letting her go with Akira. He just like he as much as you've known Eric, he's often been, all proud, doesn't bend unless he's like expecting somebody bowing. He like bows and shakes her hand in respect of just like actual like deep gratitude, and quietly, as you all do, quietly looks at her and just shakes her hand and nods very, very respectfully to her.
And right before we part ways for the evening, I'm going to say to Zen, if you like jewelry, come down to Grimgaleer sometime and let me know, and it'll be on me. Thank you for all you've done.
She smiles and nods, following Kira in.
Yeah, Akira is just going to be filling her head with stories about Eric as a teenager.
there is some definite laughter coming from Akira's room as they sit and reminisce into the night. The rest of you having a little less exciting of a night, hopefully. Unless you like to dream about being chased by murderous creatures, but or can't help but dream of being chased by murderous creatures.
I did dream of
chasing murderous creatures.
Yeah, I dreamed of chasing down the dwarf and like ripping the beard off his face.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, now you in fact have an implement with which to remove the beard from his face.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the deal. I don't want to make it easier. I want to go the hard way.
Oh, right.
Swing him by it.
Yeah, these are your dreams. You get to decide.
I'm in there going like, we're gonna learn about something called centrifugal force, and I'm just gonna grab him by the beard and just spin.
It's that two people joining hands kind of sequence frolicking through a field, except you're frolicking and he's
And you can just hear, I'm easy. Ah.
EMCA. No.
I'm easy like DMCA.
Nailed it.
Yeah. There you go.
While we're on the topic of that, the songs in the Twitch chat are great too. Slayer failing that con save on his shot before bed.
I see what's going on now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all. But yeah, so getting your rest in, being able to recuperate your muscles and rest, you come awake, come alive. Some of you a little earlier than others. Brandor wakes up quite a bit more refreshed.
Hey, move again.
Got
your legs.
Yeah.
So for Brandor, help me understand the situation. So for exhaustion, and I still don't know anything that happened to me, right?
Correct. You know that something happened, and Luca has talked about it previously, like the ins and outs of it, the active memory of your time there, completely missing.
Got it. Okay.
The only people that do remember is me, and Blackbird, and
Luca.
who else was it?
Luca.
Luca remembers.
Luca. Yes. Yeah.
And the Nidalak, but
Yes, and the Nidalak.
The Nidalak does remember. The Nidalak remembers someone riding on his back.
No,
Nidalak
no,
remembers.
that's not. That didn't happen.
We don't talk about.
The Nidalak never forgets.
No one knows what you're talking.
The Nidalak remembers.
The Nidalak, I speak for the trees, and if you tell people someone rode on my back, I'll break your knees. What?
precisely.
Yes.
I love it.
Precisely.
So I think since recovering exhaustion requires food and drink, Luca will probably go and get some breakfast and bring some up to Brandor.
Oh, yeah, Kira's definitely up and having breakfast and doing their monk exercises.
Erdrin waking up is immediately asking a million questions about the knife and explaining a million questions from Eric about the extra human.
So do you knock on Brandor's door, or?
Yes. Tray in one hand, just knock, knock, knock. Brandor, are you decent?
I think the most you get is kind of a grunt.
Luca will unlock the door and go in. We didn't imagine Brandor would be needing the key.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing he would care about.
Luca
So
would.
he's-
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Luca would open the door and walk in carrying the tray, close the door behind him, grab a chair, slide it over, and sit down across from Brandor. And just kind of set the
there's
tray down
very
on the
little-
levelest part of the bed.
There's very little interest in visitors until he notices that the visitor comes with food, and then there's a little bit more attention.
That's how I feel about visitors on the daily.
I feel
Noted.
I'm being fierce.
So, as a note, just first thing Slayer would probably do is because, especially since he got drunk just before bed, he probably, when he sat down on the bed, it probably broke. just because it is a thing that he is known to do. Not always on purpose, but usually when he interacts with things, they break.
I'll in fact have you roll an athletics check at disadvantage.
Okay.
It will be a difficulty 12 at disadvantage.
Okay.
When you get a natural proficiency in that because you're a Goliath.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
You're way
rolls.
too drunk. Way too drunk. Way too tired.
Yeah.
It is a very careless drop onto the bed, and in fact, while you are Jimothy drunk, shall we say?
He's drunk on the gym.
Yeah. You feel through the floor, through the walls, just like that vibration of you hitting, and then you see everything, man.
The tremor. Yeah.
You need whoever designs Shaq's bed, like whoever gave Shaq his bed back in like that episode of Cribs years ago.
That's why I'm way more.
I still fantasize about that
animals than in the wild, because like you can't break the ground hardly ever, like
I mean, you can.
You can.
I feel like Slayer
hardly ever. I said hardly ever.
And now Slayer's got a careless bed frame,
Yeah.
And this frame will never work again.
Broke its feet because of his rhythm. That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know what I
needless to say,
but I know I
had a relationship with Jimothy.
Right. What was that?
I said I didn't know he had that kind of relationship with Jimothy.
You should say it's a deep.
I mean, I was gonna say like
relationship.
can't take the weight that it was given or that it's been given, But like that went straight to like. Now this bed will never work again. Can take the weight that it's been given. Like yeah, it didn't have to be about like rhythm.
It did not, but there it is.
But now it's there. You can't get rid of it.
No, you can't. Who's to say what his relationship with Jimothy was? They were really good friends.
You know what? I'm not gonna be mad either way. Like his relationship with Jimothy is entirely special and his own.
Yeah.
Is that what historians say? They were very good friends.
Yeah.
The best of friends.
But anyway, with that, he probably might have. Needless to say, there's probably like absent-minded damages to the room, probably broken lamp, that sort of thing. So he'll make his way down to the innkeep bartender, and be like, "Here's a few gold for damages to the room. Apologize."
What?
Oh, right, all right. Thank you. And
I give him I give him 5 gold.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
They're expecting like extensive damage, but it's really just like the frame of the bed.
Yeah, he's not good with money,
Fine, it's fine.
It's a posthumously security deposit.
Yeah. Like I paid extra for the room and then I broke the room. He feels bad.
Fucking
it was one of the big beds.
Yeah. Oh, the natty one. I mean, yeah.
Exactly. But
that's Slayer's morning.
Indeed. Brandor, it sounded like you had perhaps more to say in your little scene.
Yeah, actually, I think Brandor will kind of just like, between eating the food that was brought, he would probably be asking questions about like what, end of sentence, what?
Are you really sure that you want all that information? It's not good. Like, it's not a pleasant story.
I mean, I gather as much. I guess the question is, do I want to know?
Well, I think there's a difference between knowing and actually remembering. You might want to know, you might not want to actually remember. So,
I feel like that's probably valid advice.
To put it as bluntly as possible, you were captured and dragged into the Feywild and became the property of a Sahagin, and it looked very much like they tortured you.
Awesome. I mean, did I handle it in a good way?
Brandor, is there a good way to handle being dragged into a Sahagin's lair and tortured?
I mean, if I was a champ about it, then it's a fun story to tell. But
I mean, you weren't crying. If that helps.
Okay, then I'll take it. I guess maybe it's a win.
You're one of the strongest people I've ever met, and this experience did not change my mind about that. So if that tells you anything.
So he looks, he's quiet for a minute, and he covers that by suddenly having his mouth full. And when he talks again, it's a little bit more serious, and he says, I didn't know you guys for long before all this happened, and I have to say that never would have expected anyone to notice that I was gone, let alone come get me. So, I mean, thanks.
Oh, we noticed first thing in the morning when you went back and orders.
Well, like I said, we didn't know each other for long, so it would have been the logical decision to be like, not my problem.
I mean, look, you're quiet and you kind of keep to yourself, and I talk way too much, and I bother everyone around me, but you put up with me, all right? And that's something for me.
That was cute.
My heart's warm now.
But we didn't want to leave you behind. Especially where we thought you were taken, which was, unfortunately, into the Feywild. The shittiest part of the whole thing is that only a handful of us even remember what happened. Like, most of us don't even remember.
I'm a snake now somehow.
And that's terrifying. Like, I mean, I feel that you're lucky that you don't remember, because what was done to you must have been horrible. But like, for the rest of us, Akira was ready to run back to the Fey Circle to jump back in because they thought that you were still out there, even though they were holding you in their arms. Like, that kind of magic is fucked up.
Hearing this is, I guess the word is overwhelming for him.
Yeah.
And he needs another minute, so there's another, oh dear, I got a full mouth for a minute. And clears his throat, and he says, I think I should probably go see everybody, and I definitely owe quite a few thanks.
Well, just remember, it's nothing that we don't expect that you would do for us as well. And Luca gives that kind of mischievous grin.
Oh, you know it.
And
Tell me where to point my sword.
There's also some more that we need to catch you up on. I mean, you've been kind of out of it the last day or so, so when we returned back from the Feywild, it looked like several days had passed while we were in there, and our cart and horses were gone.
Wonderful.
Which I'm sure that you remember now from all the walking.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember disliking that part.
Do you remember the dwarf that we met? The swindler?
No, not really.
It would have been before you got dragged into the Feywild.
Oh, then Brandor would remember that.
Yep.
Retcon.
You know, the dwarf with the mutton chops.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, it turns out he's the one that somehow managed to get a hold of our cart while we were going in the Feywild to rescue your ass. And, he took the cart and horses, and, we found him last night. Well, we found the cart and horses last night, and they'd been sold to kind of a criminal underworld player here in Huppaduke. And so we're trying to find a way to get the horses and the cart back amicably without pissing anyone off. And I kind of left that into the hands of some friends of Akira and Aragen. And that's to catch you up on what happened last night.
So we're gonna go dwarf hunting. Yeah.
So, I like to believe that we're going to deliver him in one piece, but I don't have high hopes for what this this man that we're delivering him to might do. Doesn't seem like.
You see, I've always
nice
had this theory that, like, you know, I don't have the equipment, but if we were to get a large enough warhammer, I'm pretty sure I could go golfing.
Brando, have you been
Apologies for the
drinking?
background
Have you been
noise, I've got happy
drinking?
boys.
Have you been drinking the purple worm?
It's just, you know, I've also heard of gnome hunting, and I believe dwarf golfing would also be an enjoyable sport.
What if I told you? What if I told you that this man is actually half gnome, half dwarf?
That is excellent news because I get to try both.
Above table.
Also,
Giants
100% true.
Above table, giants actually have this thing called stuff, where they go to towns and they see how many people they can stuff in their mouth. It's a hill giant thing specifically.
Oh my god.
It's horrifying.
That's terrifying. We went from D&D to Attack on Titan real quick.
Whew.
No, it's still D&D.
Wow.
It's 5.
Well, I don't recommend any gnome golfing or dwarf bowling. But we're gonna try to find this this man. As for you, you look like hell. Not to be rude, but you look like hell. I'm not sure how much help
You
you're
know,
going
you
to
always say the
be
sweetest things.
in that condition. I don't like to lie. As surprising as that might be for someone who makes most of his living talking and schmoozing, I really don't like to lie, especially not to
I've
people
heard
that I
your
trust.
silver tongue enough to know that's not necessarily a trustworthy statement.
Oh, thanks. I don't like to lie to the people that I would risk my life for, that's for sure. Which, you can now count yourself among the very few people on that list.
I hope you know it's mutual.
Thank you. And given my propensity for falling into trouble, probably gonna need that.
I'll look forward to it.
Right.
For
I
now,
would very
though,
much love my very own rescue mission. That would be awesome.
For right now, though, you might want to sit tight in bed. The twins, I think that I know who they're getting in contact with, and they're pretty capable. There's a good chance that they'll be able to get this done. We might not have to do a whole lot, but I suppose that'll depend on what information we get. But for right now, you look exhausted, Brando. You might.
No,
want
I'm
to
good.
just
I'm good.
rest.
Let's do this. He's clearly being
Above board.
sarcastic.
What level of exhaustion is Brandor actually still at? Like 4?
Probably 4.
Is it 4? Oh god.
I'm good to
At
go,
this point-
man. Let's do this.
At this point, can Eric knock on the door, just like being awake and just walking around with Eric, just like with my echo there as well as the door opens. There are 3 of us now.
I'm gonna turn and look.
Yeah. He grins.
Is there a second echo?
No, this is my brother Eric. We're twins.
Okay.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Nice to meet you as well. So, you're the one that the twins went to talk to?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for helping my brother get so far. You know, looks tougher already just for getting out from Fisher's shop finally.
I'm sorry that I actually found a use for my hands that isn't stab.
You know what? That's fine.
I'm just messing with you, Eric. But thank you for.
I'm just
glad that
saying
we
I
found
got
you
promoted
alive.
and you didn't. I got promoted and you didn't, bud.
I'm fully aware, but that does remind me I do need to call Elsaheim, and I'm going to step away for a second.
Luca would look over at Eric and just, I'm glad to see that you're alive. Honestly, with all the delays that we experienced on our trip here, I feared the worst.
Yeah, I did too.
Akira is
Really
going to casually stroll in and actually approach Brandor and ask them, "Are you okay?" Telepathically, of course.
So I have a question about this telepathic stuff. Do you send a message, or is it like a contact that you can read anything?
I send a message, like I talk directly into your mind.
Okay.
And then you can respond verbally, but I'm just talking into your brain.
Right. So, you know, he's noticed that this is a thing that happens, so he's unfazed. And his answer would be, thanks to you guys, yeah, it seems I'm all right.
I am happy to hear that.
I have you guys to thank for that. And I sincerely do.
Sarah just kind of blushes and then kind of goes in by Eric and then Eric.
Brandor will look over at Luca and comment, without trying to be discreet about it, very cute when that blush happens, isn't it?
Delightfully. Luca just delightfully.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull the sending stone out, and I have 25 words, right?
Up to, yeah.
So, in gift, I'm going to say, Eric, alive, hunted by least 3 Githzerai. What next steps? Survived the hunt, or the hunt.
There is a almost immediate response of see if you can find out how many more there are. If there are more coming. And if we need to gather our forces and hide.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to pull Eric to the side and ask those questions to Eric.
But the message cuts off after forces because that's where 25 words stopped.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was like, I swear I was keeping track.
I did count, but I'm just joking.
Oh, you're fine. But Eric, he's. No, I haven't really had a. I haven't been looking out. I've been trying to keep my head low. And I think the only way to find that out is to. I mean, we might have to face the threat head on. Maybe take find one of them that seems like the smartest one, knock them out, and find out what we can from them.
We're going to interrogate someone. Great.
I mean, you know how to spike people's memories, right? Like, you can get all up in there, right?
Yeah, I can.
I mean, we don't even really have to like take anybody hostage. You just got to do the thing, get what we need, and
it'll be easier if we take them hostage.
That's true, probably.
But why don't we handle that after we get Foreman function back?
And on that note, Slayer's gonna probably peek his head in after handling his stuff downstairs. But so, do you guys want to go stake out the dwarf sister's house, or should I just go wait for you guys to show up? I know we don't want them getting away.
Brandor know who that is.
No, Brandor would only have met Slayer like briefly.
Y'all have traveled for the better part of the day with Mullin.
Brandor was still kind of like fading in and out during that time, but I think he'd at least recognize Slayer. He's
I think it'll
friendly.
be more
He's
fun
helping
for
us.
Chelsea if Brandor has no clue. So he's gonna look at this person that just walked in the room, and then back at Luca. Who the fuck is that?
That's the Slayer.
Which
Sweet name. I mean,
Hello.
Hi.
We got attacked by. Remember when we got attacked by the hag? Pretty much right as soon as we got out of the Feywild. So right when you woke up with Akira carrying you, we pretty much got attacked almost right away.
What rings a bell?
The Slayer is probably the reason that we survived that fight.
Yeah, they hired me to find you guys, and then for some reason, one of them decided to hit me with some lightning, and well, I didn't like that, and I figured that broke our contract that we had, so I helped you lot kill them, and then he hired me to find your cart, which I've done now, and well, the dwarf seemed like a git anyway, so I figured I'd help you find them.
Right kind of friend to have then.
To be honest, I'd rather like keeping him on payroll. He's efficient.
Well, to everyone who wasn't tortured in the Feywild, wait, I don't know that. To everyone who has their full movement speed to make this a little bit meta, shall we go stake out?
Just call me if you guys want backup. I got it.
Yes, Brandor, you know I would love to take you, but at the same time, I would more want to ensure your safety. You.
Plus, if there's a fight, we need you well rested.
Jeremy checking in above table. Chelsea, do you have playtime left?
I am currently at work, but everybody here is being very patient with me talking to people that are not in the room. and
love
I
that.
can stick around.
Okay.
I just will have lots of background noise because I've got happy boys today.
I mean, that's good. That's positive. We like that. So,
But
yeah,
I will excitedly listen into the adventure while Brandor sleeps
above
off.
table, if y'all want to, we can in fact have Chelsea around.
Of course.
I will also be here next weekend unless something terrible happens.
Awesome.
I will.
I love
not be
that.
working.
So then I guess my only question would be mechanically then, does spending the entire day resting reduce exhaustion any further, or is it solely
5
based on
levels
like
is a lot of
restoration and long rest?
By the book, no, it does not increase.
Okay. All right.
Then,
No,
so
I'm
I-
totally cool with Brandor sleeping it off. It makes roleplay sense, and that's the focus for me.
Okay, well, I was just saying then mechanically and above table, like it doesn't make any sense not to bring you if you wanted to come with. So, just saying.
Maybe he comes along, but he's like, hanging back so that he's there in a pinch, but he's not in danger if he doesn't have to be.
I like it.
Using the crossbow, using the crossbow that's been being used for the most part because Brandor hasn't had the speed to keep up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Erdrin is going to say one thing. And also, you guys, after we get form and function, if you guys are willing and kind enough to, Eric and I need your, just kind of hinting at the whole Eltaheim situation to the party.
So real quick, just to make sure that we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah, will you
it's
need help
dangerous. It's dangerous to It's dangerous to go after the sister. That's kind of why I was hoping that the class might be able to help us locate the dwarf. At least we know that he'll be around where the sister is in theory, but going after the sister is, I've been told, quite dangerous.
Luca, the problem is we didn't get to tell you that we were chased last night by more Githzerai, so we didn't have much time to really do much locating. I think
What's a Githzerai?
It is a kind of cousin group of people to my brother and I, who are horrid, awful beings who try to kill us, honestly.
Sounds awful. Need me to kill him?
I like your style.
So
I told you the man's efficient.
Looks at his clothing.
I mean, here's the thing though, and Zen kind of pops up as Eric's about to talk. And what about those people were in my shop last night? Those people broke shit in my shop last night. I need to make sure that it's not open for people to just steal my stuff. But also, I don't want to get murdered. So,
So, shall we make an agenda for today? Figure out the cart situation with the dwarf. Work with you to make sure your shop's safe. And then figure out what we have to with Eric.
And Eric chimes in and is just, our whole job here has been low for days. If y'all can just go and make sure, Zen key. And she kind of pulls out a small ring and pops off one of them. Y'all can go at least make sure stuff is locked up and not just open to everybody. I'll keep her here in one of y'all's rooms, and we'll keep we'll stay in your room, and way, I mean, there's people wanting to take shots at me, right? So if I'm not there to have shots taken at me and you keep wearing your stupid hat.
Hey,
He winks. Winks. Then maybe at least some of the heat will be off of you.
maybe. Oh, do you like my snake, by the way? This is Zen, the snake. It's a random note.
Well, and he like squints and
I don't know where I got Zen from, but I got.
Got him in the Feywild.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean,
If it helps any, you got him in the Feywild, and he seemed nice enough.
It's very
She? They? I don't know. I'm not really good at gendering snakes.
hearing them be referred to, they perk up off of the hat and just kind of like look at the air, like look around, flap like one wing out, and pull it back in and back up.
We're getting distracted.
All right, so let me help with the agenda thing. I need to go and get a hold of some people. I might need about an hour and a half to do that. Once I do that, we might have a few more resources, or at least a few more eyes and ears.
Eric, is there any way you can get the class to at least check out where the dwarf is from here?
Get the
Luca kind of chimes in just real quick there. Just actually about that too. I'll see if we can get some help on that front as well. Because it seems to me like the class already has the hands full.
So here's the thing though. We're I think maybe you've romanticized maybe my function here, but I'm here to establish the clasp here. I was starting to make contacts like 2 weeks ago when I first came out here, or a month and a half ago when I first came out here, and now I've been gone for a week and a half, and so like I am the clasp in Upper Duke.
And we'll have you stay here with Zed.
Luca is actually going to stand up and walk over to Eric and actually just take one of his hands into both of Luca's hands and lean in very close to his ear and just whisper something very quietly enough that hopefully only Eric can hear it, which is going to be, I can help you with that. Just give me enough time to find a smiling face.
And pulling back from that whisper, he kind of squints and nods. Make an insight check.
He does not know what I'm talking about. I don't even need to roll an insight check for that.
He's like, sure, okay.
Yeah.
That's a 15.
Yeah, with a 15, you're pretty sure he has no idea what you're talking about.
Luca kind of laughs and just, I'll put you in touch with some people who can help you get established.
Everything helps, and you're friends with my brother, and that automatically puts you on a really short list of people. So,
hold on, I'm looking for a name. Not just your brother, also Eltine.
Right, yeah. That's actually
my connections go a little bit further than that.
A friend of Eltine is definitely a friend of mine.
That rhymes.
So,
I'm gonna need about an hour to get in touch with some of the people and contacts that I have here in Upper Duke. I can't guarantee that they'll be super helpful, but I've got to at least try. So,
Sure. Yeah.
would you like to split then? Have half of us check out the house and have you take a couple with you to.
oh
Yeah.
no, I can do that. I can handle this one by myself. You just need to tell me where to meet you back.
Meet us at the dwarf's house then.
Good lord, that sounds dangerous. Maybe we could meet at a more neutral, accorded territory.
Off
Well,
the street.
I think perhaps one of us should at least be across the street, watching the place, making sure no one leaves.
I'm not exactly too fond of splitting off one person by themselves.
Alec, would you like to come with me?
I mean, it'd make me feel better.
All right.
Slayer, would you like me to join you to the dwarf's house?
Sure.
Akira does the whole fist and mitt thing, like to the dwarf house. Like, yeah.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, you wanna?
Just be careful there. Maybe don't engage until we've got some help or until the rest of us show up.
No, I'll just stand real menacing across the street.
That might be the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, but
Why's
he does
that?
it really well, so.
I mean, he does it really well, but being noticed is not really a good thing in this context.
I'm not real good at hiding. Real big.
Blackbird,
Maybe you
who's
sound
been
like
here the whole time,
Go
just
ahead.
shakes their head at him. No.
Honestly, I
maybe
think
you can
perhaps
Find a really
the
big bush
Blackbird,
or something.
the Blackbird might be the best person to have actively watching where the house is, within eyesight of the rest of you, so that they can signal.
Blackbird says, that's a great idea. I volunteer.
The volunteers
So-
tribute.
We're splitting up. We're doing
Thank
a
you.
14.
Somebody else said it at the same time.
I tried not
It
to
was-
say
yeah,
it,
it-
but I love that.
Yes. Thank you.
What did you say, Erdrin?
So we're doing a 4-2 split. Akira, me, Slayer, and Blackbird within the vicinity of the house.
5-2. Brandor's coming in.
Oh,
isn't he?
yes. No, I think Bren. Well, Brandor? What you doing? Either way.
I'm sorry. Did somebody say something to me? I was given snacks.
Yeah, we were wondering, are you coming with or staying? We don't remember.
I'll come along. I'd rather we have all available assistance that we have, because this is important. So, I mean, I can't promise to be super helpful, but I will do everything I can.
Right. I think we're just watching a house, so should be simple work.
Well then, yeah, I can hold the chair down. Just
Well, Brandor, I'm going to stay next to you in case things do get hectic.
yeah, I feel safer already.
And you should feel double. And I reference my next, who's just been standing.
I love it. You guys are awesome.
Well,
So a
Feeling-
lot of us.
I was gonna say, peeling off in your respective directions. Some of you have a much shorter walk to accomplish what you were accomplishing. Those on the it's Luca and Alec.
Yeah.
Where are y'all headed?
Oh, we're going to Up Hup, as you know, the cool kids call it.
Yeah, up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Up Hup, where they kind of still have some partying going on, I'm sure, even in the morning. There's probably still some festivities.
Well, that's the thing. Is after it's a little past midnight is when it really starts to actually die down. because these are also people that like in the morning is like there's work to be did, and so while there's not festivities, there are booms, and like it's like being near a test range. So there's the booms, but they're not nearly as jovial, not nearly as productive, or not nearly as celebratory. They're more productive than celebratory.
Okay, because I'm looking for a place where it would be reasonable to have music at even this time of day, I guess.
Oh, I mean, in the mornings there are inns that are basically cafes in the morning, and they definitely serve people.
Then in that case, I would like to try to find one. If I can find a friendly name that I recognize, that would help. But if not, I'd like to
head and make that would be a charisma investigation check.
Charisma investigation. Okay, so now I have proficiency in investigation. So would that be like making a charisma check with proficiency?
That's a proficient charisma check.
Now I'm also I was gonna say I'm also proficient in charisma. So does that stack, or is it just gonna be charisma plus proficiency?
Yeah, it's just regular charisma plus proficiency.
Sure thing. I think I rolled all right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty good roll.
It's not the very best you could do, but it's pretty good.
I know it's like a couple % off.
Indeed. You call that a 5% discount. Anyways, so as you go through, you actually, better yet, you see while you're walking around a particular sign for an inn that has a where did it go? Where did it go, George? Where did it go? Yes, indeed.
Where did it go, Timothy?
Indeed.
Oh, I like that so much better.
Indeed. So you see a sign that says the Soulstar Bar, and it's Soulstar Bar, and in the middle, kind of between words and between side to side and up and down, there is a rhombus, a star, and then below bar there's that swoosh. Very familiar kind of. It's almost a hidden symbol among the words.
All right then. Luca would kind of gesture back to Alec and just look up at the sign and just, that's the one we're looking for.
Ain't hurt my feelings.
All right. And we'll venture into the Soulstar Bar.
So was this like where we'll see like Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like
close, very close.
Yes. Might even see Shaquille O'Neal.
It'll be Shaquille. Anyways, but as you make your way in, there is a unsurprising gnome behind the bar who looks up. It looks like he has hair long enough to go all the way to the floor, but he is tending a bar, and so he's up a little bit, and the hair is kind of up in a very tight ponytail that goes up a little bit and then down, and he looks over, still a little bit up, even though he's on a little bit of an up. Yeah, what's good?
Luca walks up and he has his ring turned inward so that the emblem is facing towards his palm. But Luca would hold up a hand and wave, just letting the ring be seen. And just, hi there. I'm looking to see if perhaps you might enjoy a midday performance or a morning performance.
We a pleasure to meet you. My name's Gethy. And he extends his little hand forward, and as he's extending his right hand forward, his left hand kind of hits the bar, and very much a similar sigil on the ring in palm on his left hand.
I'll shake his hand and just, I'm Luca. Pleasure to meet you. Just got in last night, and kind of trying to figure out the lay of what's going on in Upper Duke, and looking for maybe a way to make a little bit of jingle in this morning, keep myself topped up.
Well, most people in the mornings are a little bit less inclined for loud stuff. So if you want to, if you put on a nice soft melody, kind of keep people in the mellow mood in the morning,
Luca would kind of smile and just kind of like just roll his shoulders so that his lute comes around, and he'll pull it forward, and he'll just show this very beautiful ornate lute, which is an instrument that is known for a gentle play.
Oh, hella, yeah. So you just set up right over there, and there is a stage that looks like it's seen it's seen a fair amount of wear. It's very much empty right now. Looks like there's a place for stools and stuff. Some kind of like the quad foot marks in some very particular places. But all stools, everything's kind of cleared off of it. Just go set up. You're fine.
All right, and this is my friend Alec, traveling companion,
Alec.
still learning his way around the world.
So it's good to see another smiling face around.
Alec has had no smirk this entire time. He's just kind of been like just neutral, and just kind of like, oh, okay. Nice to meet you too.
Oh yeah. He says that.
Luca's very much trying to give the impression that he's not, but he's traveling with me. Like letting him know that he's traveling with me, but maybe not in the know.
Then that's fine. That's fine.
What'd you say this tavern keeper, like what race is he?
A gnome, but he's
gnome.
Like,
okay, I knew you were saying short, but I couldn't remember which one.
He's a gnome, long black ponytail, just kind of stepped up probably like 2.5 extra feet, but he's still a bit shorter, mid 5s, mid to low 5 foot, and very, very jovial, very cordial, even though you've got your Alec RBF going on.
Yeah, just always assume Alec's got RBF going on. I have Alec resting face.
Alec resting face.
That's
exactly.
right. That's perfect.
ARF.
RAF, Royal Air Force. No.
The thing is you literally can't have a resting face while you're Alec, though.
So, setting up.
Luca would go set up at the little spot on the stage, and probably preparing to play an instrumental set, because that seems like just soft lute or saturn in this case would probably be the better way to go.
Anything in particular with your instrumentals, or also go ahead?
Yeah, I'd like to start with the ballad. Well, I'll start with something soft, just something soft and sweet, original, and then for my second song, once I have a couple people listening, I'll play like the Ballad of the Grinning Fool,
Okay.
and a couple others that people might recognize.
Okay. Alec.
While you are kind of getting set up, whatever, I mean, like, this is middle of the day, right? So there's like nothing's happening. It's empty.
It's morning, right? It's morning?
Yeah, it's like mid morning.
Yeah. So this is empty tavern, right? Like nobody's in here except us.
As far as like in the morning times, they to promote business. Not only do people play hard at night, like there are smells. There's a kitchen attached to the Soulstar bar, whereas this isn't a like an inn. There, the tables have they have a few people like eating. Some of them the more traditional, you would think, eggs and salted meats and all of that. Some of them eating just exclusively like huge piles of vegetables, kind of soaked in butter and cheese. And
Sir, this is a Wandy's.
so this is the one.
I love that.
Wow. You proud of yourself? Anyway, so
I'm proud of you.
I'm very
I'm proud.
we're all proud.
I mean, I'm totally ripping off that meme that was
While you were-
posted,
While you are doing your thing, Luca, while you're getting things set up and whatever, I'm gonna kind of, like, ever on guard, Alec is gonna kind of take a chair, then kind of post up against, like, where his back's on the wall, and he can see the entire place. And I've got my eye on pretty much the entire room while I'm leaning up against this wall, on the back 2 legs, just chilling.
Leaning back. Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Just kind of looking around, keeping wary.
Keeping my eagle eyes out, making sure I can see, and I can see decently.
Yeah, you can.
Pretty good.
I like that roll.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And leaning back, keeping eyes out. Had Luca performance thyself.
Oh, here comes the moment of truth.
Performance thyself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Like, I always get like actual anxiety when I roll a performance check, because it's like, what if I actually bomb the performance check?
Would you call it performance anxiety?
Yes, I would.
Oh. Mood. They call that a mood.
I'm always relieved when I roll well, because like it would be an absolute stain to Luca's character to bomb a performance check.
Yeah.
But as you start your jams and get it going and do some of your instrumental, moving into the ballad and all of that, you notice, or accurately, Alec notices someone perk up who is sitting there in a Crown's Guard uniform.
Oh shit!
Thin.
What have you done?
Thin, about half elven, well put together. They perk up and they look and they almost like suddenly abandon their food and just start like watching, listening very closely. And after about a minute moving in, of listening to the second song, and like it's like he just studied Luca and went back down. Goes back to his food, and every few seconds, just kind of looking up, looking back down, looking up, looking back down.
I will, as stealthily as possible, like just kind of give a look up to Luca, and while he's performing, and try and like nudge my head that way, like to kind of get his attention to it while he's doing stuff, so that he can kind of see firsthand what's happening while it's happening.
I'll have Luca throw down a perception check as well, just to see.
I mean, it's
for what he sees.
It's 11.
And I'll say that it's with advantage. You rolled it right away, because Nock is in fact helping you with it.
All right, I'll just throw one more roll then.
One more roll.
One more roll.
Nope. Good.
That's so weird because on my screen it rolled up a 13 on the die.
Jeez.
But it's like, yeah, it must have been a leaner, but I don't care. It got a total, so we're good.
Okay. Get screen caps with that next time.
It was like, you know how you have the how you have like the running log on the right hand side of D&D Beyond. It was like underneath all of that. But
Snapple.
I'm just gonna go with what it rolls.
Yeah, we'll roll with it. But with an 11, there are a number of people in the bar, and he's kind of nodding over towards the people, and the guy's actually being decently subtle about it.
Got it. It got my attention, but not enough to where he can actually pick up on it.
Well, Luca will at least meet Alec's eyes, so that Alec knows that he doesn't have to keep gesturing. And I mean, I might not be able to pick out the exact person, but at least I'm gonna stop Alec from getting noticed.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And in fact, with that, we'll call it either stealth or sleight of hand, your choice.
If it's my choice, I will pick stealth since I am a little bit better with that.
Oh, for Alec.
Oh, for Alec. Okay, my bad.
For the subtlety.
Yes.
The subtlety.
Subtlety.
I'm sorry. I think I heard my name, but I had gotten distracted with nagging boys.
Oh no, not yet, not yet.
Not yet, love.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Jeremy, I have to admit, with this performance going on, maybe in the future, but not today. Would it be possible for like a cross-platform Sarissa appearance next time?
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think that would be kind of fun.
Indeed. But yeah, so Alec, either sleight of hand or deception, your choice.
For me, I'm so sorry. I thought you were telling him to roll that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, all you.
For me, honestly, it's my sleight of hand. Sleight of hand's better in this case, so I'm gonna roll that. Yeah, it's not that great, but a 14.
Y'all do that, and with your perception, you do notice that this half elf notices, and seeing that he'll actually, it looks like he takes a good long drink of the juicy beverage that he's drinking and just puts it down, stands up, kind of grabs the crossbow that he had kind of slung across the back of his seat, and just kind of flings it as he goes to leave.
Would I be able to, as I can see this happening, going, okay, he's jig is up, he caught me looking, whatever, as he's getting out and everything like that. Do I have any ability to stealth out of the tavern in time to like kind of maybe sneak out the back or something like that to cut him off on his path? That's what my intentions would be.
You're trying to like cut him off or follow him?
Well, once he's outside, essentially, like I would like to see where he's at, and then I would have like basically I want to get ahead of him and see if I can see where he's going, and then at that point make the decision: do I need to interact, like cut him off, or do I need to just stealth and follow and see where he goes, that kind of thing.
Try and suddenly so yeah, like as he starts to head out, you can definitely try go ahead and athletics or acrobatics, your choice, for basically extra speed and accuracy, and then also stealth.
Okay, so I'll do acrobatics, and that is a 25.
Nice.
And then my stealth will be...
Oh yeah, music is definitely...
Ah, dang it. You know what? I'm using my inspiration. I have inspiration. I'm using it.
That's why I give it out, baby.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to burn that inspiration. Give me a better stealth this time.
It's better. You literally asked, and it literally gave it.
Oh, no.
As you have that moment of like that split second, oh shit, and as he goes around the corner, you kind of dive and like just kind of run past Geffy, and he has that moment of like, hey, but you're fast as fuck, boy, and you just kind of like run back through the kitchen, very movie scene, running through a kitchen. Like there's people back there who are just like, they're doing their work. A couple of them are like, the fuck is this guy running through, and you kind of barrel out the back surface entrance a little less gracefully than perhaps you'd like to, and as you kind of go to like, saw him like walk out into the street and start walking down, you kind of try and like run down a cross street and catch up, and you do get ahead of him, but like you're moving so fast, and as he comes around a corner and you're sprinting down this street, you're a good 60-70 feet away from him as you're running down the street, and he's cutting across. He turns, sees you. If you want to overrule this, totally your call. I was going to say that before I would get any kind of line of sight of him, I would have shifted into somebody else, into possibly just like a passerby or something I may have seen. I mean, I can pick somebody specific, but if you would like to overrule that because I did not state that, totally understandable, but that was my intention. With the stealth the way it was, we'll have it ride currently as described. Okay. Right now he sees you, and there is that he looks at me and I look at him. Yep, pretty much. And he stops and turns to start walking towards you, not arming himself, but he is walking towards you, somewhat determinate, somewhat official look on his face.
You haven't done anything to actually warrant getting in trouble, so like,
yeah, I haven't.
You might be able to play this off cool.
That's what I was gonna say. My next move is to casually kind of lean against the wall, like I intended to be there, and not like, I totally didn't fail my stealth. I was intending to be in the right where you'd see me.
Yeah, I'm here. That little bit. This
was intentional.
Yeah, I meant to be here. Kind of, a little bit of breath, and as he walks up, he hey, I just see you back at the Tall Star.
Well, you may have noticed my friend up there. Yeah, we were kind of just we're in town for a short while, and I had some questions for you.
You had questions for me. I had questions for you too, bud.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm just curious as to...
Did he freeze?
have questions as to and
Oh, he
yeah,
froze. Give me a
yeah, he
sec. He'll be
froze,
right
yeah.
back. He'll be right back.
Yep.
Bearded's usually really quick about it.
look to him. Look at him. There he is.
I hate your. So.
It's all right. That's all right.
It cut you off right at I'm curious about.
And then yeah. So for me, what he's gonna say to him is whenever he says he's got questions for me, I'm like, well, really, I'm just kind of curious about something. I mean, when back there, I saw that as my friend was performing, it seemed to do more than just you know, tickle your musical fancy.
Yeah.
Seemed you were quite more interested in. I don't know how to describe it, and I'm not trying to be in any way threatening or whatsoever, but it seemed that we caught more than just your attention.
Go ahead and you're trying to pull some information. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not lying about anything. I'm being straightforward.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
22.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Nice.
So with your genuine questioning, he kind of looking back and forth a little bit. He kind of leans in. He's, what do you know about your buddy in there?
Really more interested to find out what you know about my buddy, because it seems that in my world, in my lifetime, someone who makes eye contact with me for more than 30 seconds at a time is someone who usually does not mean good unless we're in the middle of a conversation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I don't know how to tell you this nicely, but I think you might be traveling with a criminal. At least here in the Empire, there's some of us were told as part of our training to keep an ear out for certain things, certain codes, and your buddy, I mean, he either knows a very particular song, a song that people are. It's a catchy tune, right? It's an earworm. But the problem with it is that it's also a signal to certain types of people. I guess you'd call it a dog whistle, where some people know it, and they gather, they stir up trouble, and you can tell, like with the your persuasion, it's very much that like he is trying to like warn you,
Warn
like
me? Yeah.
And he's actually not looking at you like suspiciously, more of like, I don't know if you know this about your buddy, but
yeah. So I'm gonna respond just kind of like in a little bit of like a criminal. Like, I mean, Callum seems like such a nice guy. There's no way that he's been caught up in any kind of like criminal activity.
Well, any time that we hear something like that, we're supposed to report it in. So, like, I've got to go.
Well,
some
listen,
people
friend,
about.
Maybe I'd be able to talk to him a little bit. Maybe there might be a misunderstanding as to like what's going on here. I don't want any trouble I mean, I'm traveling with this guy. I mean, I don't want to get caught up and get something marked on my record for just being associated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Oh,
you weren't the one.
I mean,
you weren't the one making noise, but he was the one. He was the one singing the song. But like,
well, yes, I know, but like, I've been seen all around town with this guy. I don't want anybody pointing fingers my direction. I mean, especially if I'm not in the know until just now. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. So, if you would, now if I'd be forever in your debt. If you kindly just forget about this and not report it so I can talk to him myself, figure out what the story is, and quite honestly, if his story don't add up, I'm gone. I'm out of Dodge like nobody's business.
go ahead and make a deception check, because there is an amount of deception to this.
Oh, there definitely, for sure. I was fully aware of that one. Deception is not my strongest suit, however, it is not bad either. 23.
Especially when you roll high. We're making up all those bad rolls from earlier.
Yeah, apparently.
We're apparently making a great team right now. Good team.
He looks at you, and there's that like very deep concern. So I've got to head back towards the Ironside Barracks down in just the top of Lower Upper Duke over there, south side of town, right across from the prison. Whatever you find out, good or bad, talk to me.
My friend,
name
if
is...
there's ever any kind of like nefarious activity I find out he's involved with, you're the first person I'm coming to. I want to make sure that because you've been so forthcoming with me, I'm not at all gonna like withhold that from you. So, listen, I'm just being 100% honest, man. I wouldn't do well in prison. Like it's not good. It's not a good look on me. I'm not the guy who needs to be locked up, chained to a wall. You know.
Yeah, right. No. I mean, that's not how we do it in the gear hole. But my name's Toulouse Emberwind.
Toulouse, okay.
Yeah, Toulouse Emberwind. And if you could come down the barracks, ask for me. They'll either know where I am or something. Leave a message for me, whether or not he knows something. Like I also need to get to work, but yeah, you just let me know if you've got to split ways with him. That'll look real good, and you coming forward and admitting that would do a lot. Make sure that
yeah, of course
he's taken care of and that you're protected.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I just appreciate you shining the light.
What's your name?
I was sitting in the dark, you know.
What's your name?
Oh, Tiberius.
Tiberius, all right, Tiberius.
Yeah, Tiberius Stillwater.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. And he shakes your hand very genuinely, and you go ask Callum what's what, and you just come back and tell me good, bad, whatever, and we'll figure this out, all right?
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. Understand. I like again, thank you, thousand thank yous for your good graces and all that. I'll make sure to. I won't exactly tip my hand too fast or anything like that. I'm gonna make sure that if there's any kind of activity that he's involved with, and I find out about it, I'm cutting and running. You know, I ain't about to be caught with that. My hands are clean.
Oh yeah, you know, after the war just ended and everything, and you know the crown's still keeping an ear out for dissenters, people that are trying to stir up trouble. We're really trying to make sure that the kingdom is keeping united, and people that want to start talking against the crown and conspiring against the crown, we're really keeping a hard ear out for all that. So just you let me know. Don't put yourself in any danger. If he starts to lash out at you or something, you run right to me. We will protect you.
Of course. I mean, I will be coming to you immediately. You said your name was Toulouse Emberwind, right? Toulouse?
Toulouse Emberwind.
Don't worry. Your face is locked in here.
Cool. Right. Our DM knows.
That was a veiled
DM knows. Your face is locked in my brain.
Oh,
and that is a
I love everything about what Alec just did.
So with that, I will like break ties. I'm like, thank you so much. I'm gonna get back to him before he thinks something's up. So thank you very much. I'm gonna kind of sprint off the other way. So
yeah, heading back. Safe. And he starts to kind of jog off a little bit. Back to it. While y'all are getting back together. While y'all are getting back together to go and pull your stuff together. Over on the other side. Back over surrounding the house. What is the strategy for your keeping an eye on the house? Rest of the group.
So where's the house again?
Yeah, give us a little description.
Okay, so here let's get a little text on the screen, and it's I'll put old dirty bastard's house.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Now right now y'all don't have a name for him. But yeah, I had to, we are, this is a musical, a subtly musical cast for those of you who don't know, and anytime we can make a musical reference, we will. That's a rule. I didn't make the rule, but I enforce it. So
I'm catching it. R.I.P. ODB 2004.
oh, dirty bastard.
Yep, R.I.P.
We provide homage to our heroes up in here.
We must pull one out. So.
All right.
Indeed.
So, is it the blue one right here, or is it like?
Right here on this corner, on this
right
lower corner, this small house in the corner. It couldn't be more than here. Give me a second. I have a map for this.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna double check my reference material. The house is maybe 30 feet across, maybe 30 feet deep. It's like it's a small shack, but it's pretty well kept.
But this is a little yellow triangle right here.
I have to get back to the map to know exactly what you're talking about, but probably no. Yeah, you're fine. It's my fault.
It's just because there's like a little there's like a crescent-shaped building, and then there's like this like little yellow thing.
Yeah. Sorry. It is basically where the little yellow triangle.
Okay.
So I believe we agreed Blackbird's going to be the one actually like across the street, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Like stealthily.
Right. That's the idea, I hope.
Okay. Seeing as I'm not exactly a subtle figure, and I'm kind of what's the word?
You mean with your giant anime hat?
With my giant anime hat, my trench coat, and my giant sword on a giant stick. I'm not exactly
heavy armor.
No, you're just like a Final Fantasy character. It's fine.
I am just a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah. It's okay.
Let's not forget the freaking 8'10" man as well.
Very true. Very true.
They definitely make a really unique group.
Mm-hmm.
And Triton and Akira.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're just a motley crew, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just really.
I would see us walking on the street. I'd leave us alone.
So.
If you crossed the street, if you saw the five of us walking down the sidewalk, Kathleen.
Yeah.
I guess we probably want to kick it like down here around the corner somewhere, out of sight of the shack, but where we could see Blackbird.
Yeah, we should all kind of
Yeah.
like be in visibility of each other. where we can kind of like chain relay messages, if that makes sense. So
Right.
Shouts across the street.
I think there's movement inside.
I think I found him.
I don't know how to do the little circle thing, but
You just hold click somewhere.
oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, ping. Also, y'all can take. See here. I mean, I have these lovely little area of effect template things. We can like put. We can make circles, and so like, we've got so many options, guys. So many options.
So
who wants to claim what? I'll just start putting circles out, and
I will be a yellow circle.
should Kathleen be right here? Then
I was thinking that too, like right there. Or where?
yeah, right here is across the street. Kind of.
Yeah. I'll be purple. I'm just
I
gonna.
literally put Old Dirty Bastard on the map. I love
I
it.
can't.
Absolutely.
I can
adjust
edit.
the size.
I can adjust the size. Put it back.
So really,
Gotcha.
and Brandor's with me. I'm keeping Brandor next to me, so wherever I go, wherever Brandor is, I go. So
Fair.
Oh, so you guys are just down the street from
So y'all,
Like-
both of y'all clanky. All right, so
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
team. We've got Team Erogen, Team Blackbird, Slayer, and is there somebody else with Slayer?
I don't know
Kira.
where.
Kira can be with me, or can be.
Where would Akira go?
Akira can go with. So I have Brandor. 3 people together. So why don't Akira go with Slayer?
Oh, I see. Sean hit me with a message. They had to go. So in that case, to try and keep the chain of being able to telepathically message at each other.
Oh yeah.
Akira will go with Doomerin, and Brandor and Akira can be team not stealthy, and then Blackbird right in the center,
Right
of
there.
things.
Didn't know my
So-
name change.
In that case, as the group kind of spreads out, it does fall to Blackbird. Blackbird, ahead and make a stealth check to see how stealth or deception, because it could be construed as like blending into a crowd of people and looking like you are belonging. You can decide that.
Oh crap. Well, I have a better advantage in deception, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
If-
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Hey, that's real good.
Woo.
Oh, that's 20. Shoot.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, so yeah,
For
this is
25
it's
total.
It's not an unbusy street, and looking like you belong, like you're waiting for somebody, and just kind of hanging out a
Yeah.
little bit less conspicuously, maybe tucked into a little bit of a corner, trying to keep an eye line on the house. Also make a perception check to size up the house. The house does have a the front door is shut, and it has a little sign on it. I'll give you that at very least. Go ahead and make your perception check too, to kind of see if you notice more than just that.
Okay.
Like, are there windows? Is a good question.
Yeah.
There are. I'll give it to you. Okay, right on. Okay, well,
There are
again,
windows.
there's
Yeah.
There are windows.
there's a certain level of understanding. The front door has let's double check my stuff. Front door has a sign on it that has in common kind of real almost haphazardly scrawled on there with a paint, sickness within, do not disturb, and then it also has like a gnomish phrase underneath it in a different colored paint that it's like trying to look at Scottish spelled out, unless you actually know Gnomish.
I do not.
There's so many languages, that's not one of them.
Afraid not.
But it does have a gnomish phrase underneath it, in just kind of slightly less messy, but still like very quickly scrawled. But it says, "Sickness within, do not disturb." There is a where'd you go? Come back here. There is a the front side of the house is solid. On your right, there's a fireplace chimney that goes up that side of the building, kind of forming the corner of the right side. Windows on either side of the building, close to the front, and you can see at least one close to the back, but they're on the windows are on the sides. There are none on the front side. And you can tell that the curtains are pulled closed. Besides that, it looks kind of. It's not a terribly unkempt house, but you can tell it's like the little bits of grass and hedge around have grown out a bit. It's not like they've been left for years. It's more like they've been left for weeks, and are just starting to kind of show a little bit too much growth, a little bit too long of grass.
All right.
Question.
Yeah.
This macaroni-shaped building right back here. Can I perceive to tell what that building is? If it's a shop, or is it like an apartment complex, or what is it?
It is a taller building of multiple smaller dwellings. Apartment building, essentially. It's about 3 floors tall.
Okay.
Also, like how you called it a macaroni-shaped building.
Right.
That's about accurate.
I loved that too.
So I'm going to just telepathically kind of talk to both Brandor and Blackbird about this. We could.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna remove stuff because there's on my GM layer there was a marker sitting there. So it's actually not the yellow building. It is in fact like that little, like on the little corner right there.
Oh, the blue building.
It's like the tiniest little thing right over there.
Tiny yellow
You're still in the No, the
Okay.
tiny, like it's like a gray roof on.
Building there.
Yeah. There's like a square, like that's kind of like a little bit of a rooftop. It's ittiest bitty, right next to the D of old dirty bastard.
This one that was a tree.
Yeah.
I also thought that was a tree.
Yeah, it's like tree. There's trees up to where the D is, and then like a little bit. It's a pretty tiny house as far as like houses go. This is also the house that you have been told is the home of a gnome.
Home of gnome.
Gnome home?
The gnome home.
Is it made of chrome?
So should we reposition?
Likely not.
Yeah. So it'd be
A little bit
more
kind of foam.
It'd be more your and here-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
A gnome home made of chrome filled with foam.
The
So-
foam gnome home.
Telepathically, I'm gonna reach over to Blackbird and I'm gonna say, well, what do you see?
Like a gnome.
I know you can't communicate back, but like kind of like a thumbs up, thumbs down, good, bad, ugly.
Blackbird waves their hand like, in a way to say like that it seems neutral.
Uh-huh. And DM, you said the blinds are all drawn on the windows.
Yeah, all the curtains are drawn. While y'all are waiting there is a sudden and small stream of smoke that starts coming out of the chimney.
Okay.
Oh, great.
You can tell that there is probably somebody there. It is, a little bit later in the morning than when y'all woke up. Somebody might be awake and inside.
Gives a thumbs up now that they know there's someone inside.
Great. Well then. So what do we want to do, guys?
Well, while you decide that, it is precisely 2:30. So, with our first big affiliate stream, I think I'm going to close us off on time. So y'all can decide what you want to do, and we will get back to this next week.
Sounds fantastic.
Oh my God! The story is moving. There is juice to be had.
This soup got quite spicy today.
It did.
It is getting spicier.
The
We
broth
love
is
it.
thickening.
Spicy soup.
That broth is thickening.
Right.
Good one.
Until next time, as always, please remember that kindness is free and keep going.